Okay, I believe it's streaming on YouTube, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the meeting. 6:35, we'll do a roll call. Catherine?
Here.
Robin?
Here.
Arthur?
Here.
Nick Baker? Don't see Nick. Okay, we'll move on. Let's see. Roll call. Okay, we'll start up with a public forum. Please raise your hand if you'd like to speak. We have 3 minutes for each stakeholder to speak. Yes. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi. Believe it or not, my public comment is I would like to thank you all for being here tonight. I'm not going to confuse that with any other message. That's important. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you for being here too, Jonathan. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Any other public comments? If not, we'll move forward to board member news and announcements. Let me see. Any board members have anything new to say? Anything? No? Catherine, Robin, Arthur?
Yes.
Yes.
On the agenda that I posted, it was pointed out to me that the motion A and motion B both had the wrong year. So I have now updated that. I put 2021 instead of 2022. Those were both corrected.
Thanks, Robin. All right, move on to minutes and agenda. We're going to go to motion A, approve the GTLNC January 11th, 2021 exec minutes. First on this one?
Arthur.
Thank you,
Arthur?
Arthur.
All right, and a second.
Catherine.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Catherine.
Catherine.
And obviously we're amending that to 2022.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll do I guess we should do a vote to amend.
No.
I think on the typo, that's not
just
really
as
necessary.
As
Okay.
Mhm.
It's not even as amended. It's just correcting the year in
Okay.
the motion. I think you're
Okay.
fine.
That'd be great. That would save a little time. All right, any discussion on the matter, on this motion to approve the minutes from January 11th? I don't see any. I don't hear any.
Seeing none, hearing none, motion carries 400.
Thank you. And I'll move on to motion B, approve the GTLNC January 18th, 2022 general board. Well, it's written 2021, but we're going to correct it 22.
Yep,
General
it's
board
correct.
agenda
Mhm.
for next week. Do I have a first on this one?
Robin,
Catherine, second.
thank you, Catherine.
Who was the first again? I missed that.
Me, Robin.
Thanks, Robin. Discussion on the matter from anybody? On the
So this also has the 2021 typo.
No, I corrected it.
agenda. Yeah, I mentioned
Yeah, I'll be doing that fully until April.
that.
I did notice it looked like we had a motion A to approve the exec minutes at the general meeting.
The exec draft minutes, yes, from January 11th, yes.
Are
That
the
was
exec,
motion A. And
are
then
our
motion
exec
B.
minutes usually approved at the general meeting? Don't we usually just do the
No, they're
general?
approved at the exec, and the general board is approved at the general. board.
Right, but it says approval of exec minutes in the general meeting agenda.
Okay, where?
And the one we just did.
Motion A. In the
So-
review and approve, both say exec, and then the minutes, the motion.
Right, but we're talking about the general board agenda, and on the general board agenda that you emailed out, the first item is approval of the
Oh, I
exec
see what you
board.
mean. Okay, I see what you mean. I thought you were talking about the agenda tonight. Okay, I mean.
No, I'm talking about the agenda
I
for the
see it here.
general.
Yep,
board
I get it.
meeting.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, so Robin, on the
Okay, let me
next week's
pull it up.
meeting agenda, you have approving.
Hang on. Let me just pull it up real quick.
That should read the minutes from
from the general board. So let me look at the general board agenda for next week.
It's the middle of page 2.
Okay, let me just quickly take a look. Okay, so page 2, yes. Okay, where are you looking?
What says we're approving motion A?
It says we're approving both the exec minutes and the general board minutes. I think it's just a copy paste
Okay,
error.
you know, I think I caught that already, and
Ah.
and it's been corrected. So
Okay.
on the general board agenda, as you will get this week, it says motion A to approve the GTLNC January 18th, 2022.
22,
Thank
yeah.
you. General board minutes. And then motion B will be Arthur's MER. And then
Mhm.
motion C will be the bylaw amendment red line. So I
Great.
believe I've already corrected that. I happened to catch it. But thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And when I send out the agenda this week with the past minutes, you'll see that it was all corrected. But you're right. I think it was a template, and I found it and removed it.
Yeah, great. The other thing I have a question about is under executive committee, and this is true for tonight's agenda, I believe, as well. So this would be on page 3. It just says NPG request.
Yes.
It doesn't provide any information about what the NPG request is, whether or not we're going
No,
to be.
that is a note for Colby to reach out to the community for NPGs. That's what that
Then
is.
I think we should say request for community to submit NPGs or
Okay.
NPG applications, because right now it's unclear if we're going to be discussing a request we received or if we are
Okay.
going to be requesting.
We
the
actually did
community.
have another NPG that we were waiting to get.
Amended.
updated. Yeah.
They
So-
didn't- yeah.
Can we leave this for a minute? Because it's in my notes, and since we're not on ongoing business, can we wait on that for a minute and we'll get back and we'll put the proper language? Can we just finish up with?
Well, this is about what goes in the agenda. I like if that line in the agenda is for us to discuss an NPG application.
Is that
we've
on,
received.
is that on the general board agenda
So
as
it's
well?
right here.
Yeah.
Exec committee. It's just change it to call for NPG requests. Maybe that.
Call
So
for
that makes more
NPG applications.
the application. Yeah.
All right,
Call for
let me
application.
change the language. Okay, call for MPG.
Apps.
Apps. Okay. Okay, that's what exec will now have written, call for MPG applications.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to clarify if we were discussing or just asking for NPGs.
No, that's perfect. Thank you, Catherine.
Any other discussion on the agenda next week? All right, we'll have that amended. All right, I don't see any hands raised, so
Okay,
looks like that's the agenda.
all right.
Seeing none,
So,
hearing one, we'll approve that.
great, 400.
And we'll move on to Arthur's treasurer report. Arthur, I'll give you screen sharing ability.
Okay.
Thank you, co-host. All right, Arthur, take it away.
And Arthur, thank you
Yeah.
always for all the work that you do. I know this is a great deal of work and you don't get a lot of credit for it, but you are amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for those words.
You're welcome.
So we had finished December with $26,238. We had $122 in operating expenses, $96 of which is Google, and then $25.99 is MailChimp. And so we ended January with $26,116. Do you have any questions?
No, we need it first.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoops.
That's okay. Motion C to approve the January 2022 MER and expenditures for reconciliation submission to the city clerk. Do we have a first?
Catherine first.
Thank you, Catherine. We have a second. I'll be the second.
Oh, Cole, yeah, go ahead. And we have a hand raised.
Oh, I didn't see it. I'll just, okay. All right. Any discussion on this report?
Jonathan?
Jonathan has his hand up.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was unmuted. I forget. Arthur, I have a question that if you don't need to answer tonight, because maybe you need to look stuff up, but at a meeting, are you the person? And if you are, can you look and tell us any projects that are still open? Like, for example, what I mean is, I know there was a $5,000 transfer to Beautification Partners for the clock, and evidently it's in some warehouse somewhere. How's that carried forward? I mean, how do we keep track of that? And then I understand, I can't tell you exactly which, but some landscaping project, someone was saying it was never done. And I mean, I could try to get more information on it, but maybe you all know something about that. So the question here is, are you able to make some accounting of past NPGs that were issued, given, and are not fully completed the way to serve the community? So
I will
we'll-
speak very quickly to the landscaping project. You might be referring to the money we passed to redo the Vineland Avenue medians in May of last year, maybe. And I actually talked to Beautification Partners recently because it was also done through them, and they are wending their way through the rather labyrinthian permit process with the city of Los Angeles. So it is still in progress. It's just because they need to get city permits, it's taking a while.
Okay, is that the two? Those were two. One was just under 5,000 and one for just over 2,000. Is that what we're
Yeah.
talking about? Okay,
Yes.
so both of those are incomplete right now?
They are still incomplete, and we are in contact. We're tracking that over at the environmental committee, since we were the ones that originally brought that up to the board. So we're tracking that.
Okay, and then the clock, what's the plan to get that? Is that, how do you call it, held for Cityscape? Is that the plan?
That is in the hands of the Beautification Partners, and there are, I think, 8 steps to getting the process passed, and we are in step 2. We're in city bureaucracy hell
Okay.
at the moment. So
Good.
it is in the works. We are working very, very, very hard to push that through with the city, but because of COVID and because of there's one guy that's in charge of getting this process worked on, it's just taking a very long time. But the clock is not in a warehouse. It is on the property of the Armenian church. I think that's Cahuenga. And let's see, I think it's $50 a month to store it. And that is in the hands of Toluca Lake Beautification Partners. That's their project.
Okay, is it insured? Because I understand it costs about
It is
45,000.
absolutely- It is absolutely insured.
Okay, great. Any other projects that are still open, or that's it?
There's also the 134 underpass reform in this. And that's
The survey was paid for, right?
yeah, that was, I believe, 2 years ago, year and a half ago. And that's still tied up with the city. They were making progress. WRT was the vendor selected to carry out the work, basically the survey. But then I'm told more recently from Ren White that got held up again. Jeffrey Brill, who works for the city, he supposedly signed off on it, and then WRT was put on the job, and then now the last I heard from I believe the last one meeting was that that's back in limbo, which is very frustrating.
Okay, what's the name of that project again? How do you refer
It's the Foreman underpass, where the 134 and Foreman are.
for diagonal parking? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the Engel
Okay,
Parking project.
got it.
Probably heard about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Any other questions for Arthur? Comments?
Yes, we'll take it to a vote.
Okay.
Okay.
Catherine,
Yes.
Arthur,
Yes.
Robin, yes. Nick is excused. Colby,
Yes.
motion carries 4-0-0.
Thank you, Arthur. Let's see, ongoing business. We've received, looks like an incomplete, slightly incomplete NPG application from Rio Vista. They submitted one several months ago. I came back and finally got them to resubmit it. This one looks a little bit more put together. However, from the first glance, they're missing the vice principal's signature. And they
Also
because
need them to submit a letter on letterhead.
yeah, that and IRS letter.
They don't need the
they're
IRS letter
they're
because they're a school.
They're school.
They just need the letterhead.
They reduced their ask from around $7,800 to around $4,800, which is good. So there's that. And again, I'm just reaching out more. Please bring me your favorite charities or organizations that you feel are deserving, and we'll compile these and hopefully get more financed and granted before the fiscal year and the rest of the money swept back into the city. Moving on to new business. CD, so as we all know, we're now in CD2. We have a new field deputy. We've been in contact with her. I'm also, as you know, we've had some trouble with funding our TYS bill for the website. We have a new funding rep at the city. I spoke with Gibson today at the city, and he's organizing a Zoom call between the new funding rep and myself and Gibson. Actually, now we have a new liaison. Gibson's going to be stepping aside, and at the next meeting, we'll have a new liaison. So Gibson will be replaced. Anyway, so I have a call with the city clerk, the funding clerk, next week on Tuesday, a Zoom call with her to try to get more clarity on this and possibly other issues we could have down the road. And just reaching out to you guys, bring me your community goals. We only have really 3 months, active, real good months left, possibly, maybe 4. And I want to hear from everybody. And I'll say this at the general meeting next week. We need, I want some fresh ideas. I know we have, of course, horrible issues with homelessness. We had a horrible, horrible homicide, which is weighing on me. I'm sure weighing on all of you. We're limited to what we can do. We're not cops. We're not Dirty Harry, but bring me ideas, out of the box ideas is fine. Something interesting. Robin proposed a great idea. I thought was, during public safety last night to, maybe we could buy, GTLNC could buy and distribute reflective vests to our neighbors and stakeholders. So when they walk around at night, they're more visible. Obviously could help prevent them being hit by a car. And other things, I talked to Gibson about that today, and we're gonna, look into that more. We need to brand them with our GTLNC logo in order for us to even distribute them per the city's rules. But this, that was good thinking. I had a nice conversation with Jonathan today about, other issues, mostly crime. He has some good ideas. I think lighting is, these underpasses is important. These dark areas is important. Somehow creating ways to, impediments to discourage tenements from being built. Again, it's really difficult and to come up with ideas, and also to know what we can do. And but I think just making noise and approaching the city above us and telling them what is really bothering us is well, that's our job. We're a big suggestion box essentially. So I implore you to.
I had a watch captain contact me and say that the DWP will put lighting on a pole. You just have to request it. If there's a pole, and she gave me some instructions. I have to read this email again, but she just went straight to the DWP. She said there were areas that were a cul-de-sac that were badly lit, and they had, lovers lane and crime and all kinds of stuff happening. And the DWP came and put lighting up to brighten that area. So I guess there are ways, not with the neighborhood council, but just as a citizen, to contact DWP. So
Yeah.
Maya,
Or neighborhood council contacted DBP, it would have more weight than an individual,
Maybe.
presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean, I see you have your hand up. I'm sorry, Rob, you have more? I'm sorry with that.
Oh,
about the
that's
lighting.
it. Mhm.
Okay, that was a good idea. Hi, Sean.
Hey there, guys.
Yeah,
I just wanted to kind of, one thing I was going to suggest based on what you were saying, Colby, is I was going to suggest maybe we had more of a push for neighborhood watch block captains. Because I mean, at this point right now, it's not that it's falling on deaf ears, that we just don't have enough people attending the public safety meeting. If we maybe kind of had a bigger push for public safety within the neighborhood council, if we were to maybe flyers or an email blast, something that would be able to reach out to people so that we have more of a footprint of watch captains and people part and parcel to that. I think that would be helpful. And then I wanted to comment on what Robin said. When I would put streetlights on my street, it's if you have like a power pole, like a wooden power pole, they can put up lights, no problem. It's when they don't have the air, that's when it becomes costly. Sorry, I'm at the market. They will have an opportunity to put up the power poles if there's a power pole light, if there's a power pole that's already involved, that's already there. So I just wanted to share that because that's how I got it done. And that's how Rachel Fox helped me.
That makes sense.
And, I think, Sean, that's a really smart idea that maybe public safety can start maybe a campaign where we could print up flyers and, put it at the markets and, walk around the neighborhood and say, are you on a watch? Maybe we could construct kind of a template and then just forward it on to all the watch captains and see if they can just blanket the area and see if we can get more people to sign up. Because in a real emergency, the first responders are just not available. And we have to learn how to manage ourselves. And we have more eyes and ears on the ground than we do police force. So I think that's a wonderful idea, Sean. I think we need to focus in on that.
And another way to reach out would be, Rob and I, we discussed this, and with Paige also we discussed this, putting up in high traffic areas, like walkable areas in Toluca Lake, Greater Toluca Lake, sandwich boards. I see them, advertising, bars and restaurants and specials, and they put them on the sidewalk. I think GTLNC should have a few of those, and where we could, tell the public, this is more of an outreach thing, but inform them who we are, what we're doing, and we want their feedback. And getting back to what you were saying, Sean, flyers, handing those out at watch meetings is perfect. And that's the best opportunity, I think, because what Paige is doing now, she is redoing Louise Oliard's Studio City homelessness services guides for Greater Toluca Lake. And I'd love to see those printed up and handed out at watch captain meetings throughout Greater Toluca Lake to give, as we all know, those will give our neighbors a much simpler way to traverse the homelessness issue and tell them who to call when they have trouble in their backyard. So anyway, any other thoughts on this? Hi, Jonathan.
I want to tell you what I've been told. It's coming from our stakeholders. So I just want to be an intermediary and not censor it. That there is a feeling that the government is bending over backwards to, take care of those who are responsible for what some of the stakeholders perceive to be highly threatening to their safety. And the stakeholders say it this way, they say, who the hell is taking care of us? Anyways, as I said, it's not necessarily my sentiment, but I wanted to pass it to you that we can kind of imagine. Thank you.
I would encourage all of our stakeholders as well as board members to speak only for themselves unless they are an actual representative of a group and have been given the authority to speak for a group. Otherwise, all comments should be considered comments about an individual's opinion.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, I guess that we'll adjourn the meeting at 7 o'clock. And I'll
Awesome.
see everybody at our general board meeting next, on the 15th. Have a great Valentine's Day. I think our plum meeting's on Valentine's Day, the day before, the 15th. So, Valentine's Day planning land use meeting, that'd be fun.
Wear pink.
We're pink to your, pink to plum. Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.